it, but the time that I spent being on set, like I learned so much, and it just it kind of grew the fire in me to really send me on my own discovery so I can make my own content. Yeah, because
Interesting.
before I was just like, I just want to be an actor. But being on set was like, okay, I want to make the movies. Like, this is a pretty incredible experience that I want to be the head of,
Yeah. You
not
want to
so
be a
much a
part of
part of.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel you on that. So would you say you're still like pursuing that or
Yeah. I've been trying to use whatever we have around here. Like I got a bunch of equipment to film, but specifically like around here, like Springville. Like I feel like that's we're really lucky to live like that close to Springville. I don't know if you've had a chance to go up there. Like
I might have
going going
since
east on the 190, I think, and
okay.
just going until you hit the mountains. It's just like a credible little small town that you would think it's in the Midwest, that's actually on the East Coast,
Oh
and
wow.
it feels like it's like in 1990. Like that's how it feels like the town
Oh
is in.
really?
Yeah, and there's
Since
just so much shots that you could get. It's beautiful out there.
oh, have you since you said you're I guess like trying to film, would you say you've made any content? Or
Yeah,
is it mostly like you're in the process?
yeah. A lot of it is making it and then having the rough drafts and then editing it over and over and having different projects. I'm in the process of making one right now, but one thing that I've discovered that's kind of hard about not living in Los Angeles is finding actors. Um, Everybody wants to be in a movie until they have to learn lines, and that's what is something that I've discovered that it's tough. Um, Once you're in LA, there's like a million people that are willing to be in your projects, and that's why they call it like the mecca of filmmaking, specifically in the U.S. Well, there's many. There's like Atlanta, there's New York, but on the West Coast, it's Los Angeles. That's where you want
Yeah.
to be with like-minded individuals.
True.
But
No, I mean I can see that because memorization in general, it is kind of a skill.
it
And
is,
and not even just memorizing it, but speaking it in a way that makes sense.
yeah. And then speaking it as a character or speaking it like so you're speaking it not as yourself, as a
Yeah,
character or as the person that you want to come across as.
yeah. I remember I forgot where I heard it, but it was something like it's not necessarily that you're trying to act, but it's more so you're trying to embody the character.
Exactly.
That's
Because
where I heard.
if you're trying to act, you could catch yourself like, oh, I'm doing really well.
Yeah,
If you have that thought while you're doing a character, it's going to show on your face. You have
yeah,
to turn your thoughts into the characters. You have to become the character, otherwise it's going to show on your face. But
yeah,
once you do that, it's kind of get into a flow, and it feels great. Usually, if you're playing a well-written character, it should feel great. If you're uncomfortable, then there's something that you probably haven't internalized yet, that you're not in character completely, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah. No, actually, it's interesting.
Yeah,
You know
but
what's
it's
actually funny is that one of my like coaches actually, funny enough, he actually was like a stuntman for some like movies.
really
Yeah,
that's probably like the coolest gig.
yeah,
Like I've met stuff people on set, and they go through a lot.
yeah,
Like specifically, I was on this football set where well, so whenever they shoot like a football series or something like that, the actors aren't actually playing football. They have them in the football gear and the pads and everything, but they have stunt guys that actually do the hits.
yeah.
And they were doing a sequence where the quarterback was getting sacked, getting hit, and he got a real concussion.
Oh,
Yeah, and they had to call actual paramedics. And I was like, oh, okay, that looks like that wasn't supposed to happen.
yeah,
And then so it's like, what do you do then? Like you have this set was like over 500 people
Yeah.
in just background, not including crew or anything. So it's like you can't just cancel. So what they did, they had the photo double, the person that they use like a stunt double, but just for pictures or for just for certain angles, just so the actor could get a break or even just like while they're setting up the shot. And they had to pretend to hit him. And they just couldn't get the shot down because the actor kept falling before actually getting hit and it didn't look realistic. And that's something that you see a lot on sets. Like anything could happen, and then you just got to roll with the punches.
Yeah. You got to do best with what you got, basically.
Yeah. And there's another profession that's like stunt drive or stunt guys, but it's precision driving for like stunt
Oh,
drivers.
yeah.
And that's probably the coolest set because sometimes you don't have to be doing something crazy. As long as you're driving in the shot, you have to be a professional to for like safety reasons.
Yeah.
And the school's not too long. It's kind of simple, and you get paid just to drive. Like pretty cool gig.
Really. That's
Yeah.
why I kind of respect Jackie Chan because I know he does his own stunts.
Oh yeah, him, um, Tom Cruise. Like these guys, they take it seriously. Like you could
Yeah.
tell. Um, I'm trying to think of another guy. Can't remember, but it was just off the top of my head. But whenever you, whenever these people do their own stunts, like there's a lot of risk. Brad Pitt used to do his own stunts.
Oh, really?
There was a
I thought.
movie where he cut his hand like pretty bad in one of the shots, and he continued to do it
Oh,
even
what
despite.
movie was it?
I can't remember. It was one of the older ones, but if you look it up, you could find it out. And there was
Was it
something.
Troy by any chance or?
No, it was kind of like it was like one of those noir style type films, like the scene happened in like an alley in New York, like he was trying to
Oh,
jump,
okay.
and there's another case of like George Clooney where he had to do his own stunts and he hit his head, and I think it's what do they call it? Spinal fluid came out of his ear.
What?
Yeah, and he
Damn.
says that he's been having issues since then. So there's a lot of risk doing your stunts. So I have a
Yeah.
lot of respect for the people that do it.
Yeah. No, that's for sure.